Hey guys, welcome back to TayMysticalMermaidLight. This is a little different. This is not a pick a card reading. This is a channel message, okay? I usually share my channel messages on Twitter, but I've decided to do a video on this one because it's much easier for me to just say everything on video and have it recorded than to be typing out what I received and what I may receive again or something new. Anyways, you guys, I'm tired. It's 2 a.m. and I was prepping to do another reading. And while I was putting all my cards up, I received a channel message about two female artists, okay? So one was Doja Cat, the second is Beyonce. Just those two. Out of nowhere, wasn't thinking about them. I don't know why I was given this message, but hey, it came through. I'm thankful. It may resonate with those two beautiful souls. It may not. Who knows? But this is what I received. So basically, I'm going to call this video Destined for Success Golden Microphone. Or just Destined for Success. So what I mean by this is that what they told me is that certain people are actually destined for, I guess, what you would consider, and as I said that, my alarm went off on my computer. Some people are destined for stardom or I don't really want to say fame, but like a huge platform of success. Now, Beyonce's been around much longer than Doja, obviously. Beyonce is more on, legendary status. So I'm going to start with Beyonce. But they did mention Doja first. So it's not really a comparison of levels. It's really, the two aren't combined in any way. It's just that it's kind of like a parallel. They're trying to give me a message. So let me start with Beyonce. They told me that Beyonce was and is destined for success because it has more to do with her ancestry. It has a lot to do with her bloodline and past lives. So her success, her stardom, her fame at the level it's at, because a lot of people can reach fame, a lot of people can reach stardom, but it can be fleeting. It could be there and then it can be gone. You can make one hit or a couple hits and then you can be out. It's about the staying power. There's a certain energy to it where you think, wow, that's a star. That's someone who's legendary. That's someone who's worldwide. That's someone who's it's not just an overnight, one hit wonder type of vibe where they made it and then they're out the next day. This is like long legacy. Once they go, people will remember them for decades and centuries, all of that. It's like this person's name is embedded into history. Like this person they're there. They made their mark. So Beyonce is, what they're coming through and saying about Beyonce is she's more ancestry based. So a lot of times you're going to get this even with Doja, I'm going to talk about this. You're going to hear them using references towards their background. And it's higher than this. It's deeper than this. It has to do with their Akashic records. It has to do with their soul contract and why they're here. They're given big platforms to raise awareness or to share something. And sometimes it also has to do with a lot of undoing of what's been done to their ancestors or to their bloodline or something that's happened in a past life. It has a lot to do with karma. And if you guys follow me long enough, you know how I feel about karma. Karma's neutral, okay? So it has a lot to do with lessons, life lessons, and not only what they need to learn, but also what they need to teach. So Beyonce's, it has to do with bloodline. I would, in fact, if I were to make like a thought bubble or just a diagram, I would put Beyonce, I would put legacy, family tree, bloodline, ancestry, undoing what was wrong, writing karma. And I would also put something about like royalty in the blood, royalty in DNA, a long line of richness, long line of royalty. So I don't know if she can actually trace in this lifetime, if she can see if her ancestors were royal, like if she had some type of royal ancestry, but there is some type of royal ancestry in her bloodline. Somewhere, somehow there's this regal energy and she's tapped into it. There's also some type of undoing. There's a lot in her bloodline that has to do with karma, good and bad. Remember, I said it's neutral. however you want to see it. But there's a lot to do with undoing. Now, there was something that was done in her legacy. There was something that was done in her bloodline that kind of needed to be undone. So I don't know if this meant that something was done to her ancestors, or if they did something, but something had to be undone. And it's like she comes in and she's like that, how do I say it? She's a game changer, the light switch. She's the one who comes in and says, let's turn this light back on. You know, let's get this back. Like she's wow, they're showing me like a track. You know when you know how the bikes, the little track can easily get off of the I don't know what it's called, but they're showing me like a track that's off of its like foundation, and how it needs to get back on foundation. That's just what they're showing me, like railroad tracks, something going off track. She's putting it back on the track. So when you're in a position like that, when authority, they say authority in DNA, they're saying when it's a part of your soul contract, when it's a part of your contract to come here and to do something big or to right a wrong, there's no one and nothing that can stop you until it's done. Okay, so for her, it has a lot to do with making sure that they're showing me like think Queen. Oh gosh, no, they just said like Queen Elizabeth. They're showing me the queens, right? Where I'm talking, let's go all the way back. It's like when a king or queen has been dethroned, right? Is it Queen Elizabeth? I'm sorry, you guys. There's a queen. She wore a dress. They're showing me her. She wore a dress and it had a bunch of eyes and ears on it. And oh my God, I just learned about her. It had a bunch of eyes and ears on it to let people know that she had eyes and ears in different directions, because her life was being her life was being threatened. So it represents her saying that I can see all, I have ears everywhere, and I have eyes everywhere. Don't test me. And a lot of people didn't feel like she was right for that position. So the point is, it's almost like, I think is it Queen Elizabeth? You guys, somebody help me. Comment below. They're showing me her, so I don't know if there's a connection there with her and Beyonce, or if there's a just a similarity of what they're trying to show me. But what it is, let me go back to why I mentioned her. The point is, when you say you have a family member, say it's a father, a great-great-great-grandfather, great-great-great aunt who was regal or had some type of authority, some type of royalty, and somehow it was taken from them, or if they passed away and then the bloodline kind of spiraled down because of their passing or something happening, it's like all of a sudden this one like golden child comes in and they're positioned as king or queen. So it's like restoring, the power in the bloodline. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is it Queen Elizabeth? There's a queen, you guys, where something happened and she was made queen. And a lot of people did not like that. So the fact that all of this is coming up about that, it does say a lot about her bloodline, because now they're saying Queen Nefertiti. The point of Queen Nefertiti is that a lot of people didn't like her. They did not like her. There are a lot of queens in history that weren't liked. There's attempts at their life. They were threatened. People didn't like women being in power and in charge. It's like reigning in a society where men were prominent and most dominant, and a woman being powerful was very dangerous, So that's another thing that has to do with Beyonce's reasoning of being in power in this lifetime. But there's also something more with the bloodline, like something may have been taken from them, or from her bloodline, or something may have been done that wasn't right, and she's restoring royalty. She's restoring their power. So like I said, think of like the throne, basically. Gosh, and if you think about it, she does a lot of this whole regal. She did the whole thing with the gosh, I should know this. The homecoming, right? The homecoming, she did the whole Queen Nefertiti kind of vibe and energy, even with like Lemonade. So if you think about it, she makes a lot of, remarks about ancestry. in her recent, years, because she's becoming more aware of her bloodline and who she is. And I would not be shocked if she knows what I'm saying in detail, and even more so. She's not new to this. She already knows. She may have even received channel messages. She may have even received some type of dream or vision or guidance. I feel that she is in tune, and she has a connection with a passed on ancestor that was very regal. Okay. Someone who is in power. It's kind of like they're living through her. And in fact, I would not be shocked if Beyonce is one of her ancestors reincarnated, coming out to live a certain way and giving off a lot of that power, that drive to become successful, because her ancestors worked hard to have the wealth and the royalty that they had, but somehow something got off track. Now, that doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean that things are going to be perfect. It just means that, okay, in this lifetime, I'm hearing I am destined for material success, wealth, and prosperity. But that doesn't mean that this won't come with hardships. Okay, so a lot of the hardships that she's going to experience has to do a lot with like relationships, emotions, and balance, and having everything and yet still feeling like there's something else. So her legacy is actually, her legacy is about legacy. Her legacy is about restoring royalty and power. It's very golden. It's very regal and strength to her bloodline. Okay. And this goes way back. Like, we're talking about, I don't know what African tribe, but there has to be an African tribe where I'm telling you, she was like her ancestors were powerful. Okay. Now, I don't know if, well, she's Creole, so there could be something in her DNA that might have a connection to more of European regalty, like, royalty as well. It could be both. She could have it on both sides, where not only does she have African royalty, I don't know what tribe, but she may also have some type of European royalty. Those two coming together, she's like the perfect, back then they used to look at what you were and who who was your father, who was your mother. She would have been, if she were born back then, she would have been the perfect kind of queen, if you know what I mean. Because, she has this royalty here in this bloodline, she has this royalty here in this bloodline. She would be perfect. She has that royal DNA. So now they're playing Kendrick Lamar. Royalty and loyalty inside my DNA. So her ancestry from here on out, after her children, and that's why they just said that's why she married Jay-Z. It's beyond appearance. It's beyond how do I say it? And that's why the age doesn't matter, appearance doesn't matter, what people say doesn't matter. Is because that a strong connection, because he has some type of power and authority. I don't know much about him. They're not giving me anything about him. But they are saying that it was meant, because she was not supposed to be with anyone who's just basic, if you know what I mean. Like, so for example, she's, how they say power couple? She's supposed to be with someone who has a certain authority, kind of like her. They may not have the same amount. They may have the same amount. It doesn't matter. All they're saying is that she was meant to be with someone who had authority, who had some type of power, because a queen can't be with, a little page. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. She cannot be with anyone who's lower than her. They would have to make it right up to her, or they would have to be above her. Okay, so her children, they're going to continue on with this legacy, and maybe in different ways, but she's kind of set in stone. I'm hearing like made my mark. They're showing me, what is that sword that's in the rock that a lot of people have a hard time pulling out? I forgot what that's called. Like the right person to come and pull out the sword. Well, it's like her DNA, she set this in stone. It's like they're showing me like concrete drawing, like cement drawing. So it's like she set this in stone. Like, I came in and I fixed the wrongs. I came in and I restored this royalty to my bloodline. This is who we are. This is what we do. And I would not be shocked if her children end up marrying people who are also in power. They'll be in power. But they also kind of have to watch who they're with. So this isn't like, you know how you hear about people marrying people who are, I don't want to say beneath them or below them, but it's like the status is lower. Maybe they're not, no, it wouldn't be like that. Okay. Maybe one kid, but this is like, okay, I'm so-and-so's child and I married so-and-so and so-and-so's child, and they equally have what I've got. This is deep rooted, literally. Like, think of a huge family tree. These roots grow, they run deep. Okay. They run really deep with her. It makes sense why she feels so connected to ancestry, to her ancestry to Louisiana, which is a whole nother story. I might start sharing different messages, channel messages about Louisiana. I have bloodline from Louisiana, but she has a lot of regality in her bloodline, and it's like it's weird. They're showing me they're showing me this tree, and they're showing me the branches growing at the bottom, and different people and different branches, right? It's representing her family tree. But here she comes, this game changer, just coming through. And they planned it. That's what's crazy. It's like her ancestors, somehow this was planned. They knew that somehow that you couldn't wipe them away. So I don't know if someone tried to wipe them out, if somebody tried to put a curse on them, a hex on them, or if someone did something wrong in her bloodline. I don't know what it was, but she came through to restore it. And it's deep. I'm talking like there's magic here. However you want to look at that. It's magic, there's protection, there's authority, power, money, gold. And it's not always about like money as in like dollars. It's actual currency, having a lot of currency. So back in that time, it could have been like gold that they had. A field property. They're saying property, land, just a lot of abundance. Okay. For her, it's really about authority and power. It really is. And she was destined for it. Okay. And what's crazy, it's like the people around her have just kind of been like, I don't want to say pawns, but it's like, they're just like little chess pieces. They're showing me a game of chess. Wow, the king and queen protect the queen, right? It's very regal. It's like she's this, she actually is like authority. It's not just someone saying, I'm a queen. It actually, her bloodline actually does have to do with that. Like her purpose here, her mission, her soul contract has to do with her being a queen. And it's like she doesn't have to be, anointed. She automatically is a queen. She was groomed for this. And now her parents may have thought they were just grooming her for being a singer, this entertainer, but it was deeper than that. It was much deeper than that. So people were positioned in her life, even her parents. It's almost like, I don't want to say this, but her ancestors, they knew, okay, so-and-so is going to come through. She's going to come through and be here in this time frame, but she's going to have this child. And that child is the one. Okay. And even her sister, it's like, it's a legacy. It's like golden. It's like a success. There's, wow, they're showing me like ranking, what do they call them? I don't know anything about this. So think of like Prince William and Prince Harry, right? Isn't it that the firstborn child has to be king or queen? And the secondborn, is it that they can't? Unless the firstborn doesn't have a child and something happens to them. It's almost like those two hold a lot of power, okay? They hold a lot of power. They just gave me the comparison of Prince William and Prince Harry. But Beyonce, she already knows what she's here to do. Okay. She already knows her purpose. She knows what she's here to do. And I think the key for her will be how she takes this authority and power and how she uses it. And a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, what good are you doing in the world? it's a little bit more than what good she's doing in the world. Although that would be very powerful for her to, you know, step out and stand for something. She already does. But, you know, if she wanted to do more, she totally could. And I think furthermore, her ancestors would love that. But this is deeper. This is more about restoring balance within the emotions, the relationships. It's more about relationship harmony within the bloodline. Because a lot of times there's something within the family. There's something that has spiraled or gone down within family in the past with her ancestors. So it has a lot to do with restoring community. And if you think about it, a lot of times in kingdoms and queendoms back in the day, a lot of time the enemy was actually family members. It was other people. It was close friends. It was people who were close to you. It was people that you trusted. And it was like, where is the loyalty? Where is that long, you know, living loyalty? When, you know, the honesty. You said you were going to do this. Back it up. It's that. It's like the queen having all this power and needing to be protected. Okay. So a lot of what she's here for is to kind of restore this. It's like, I'm a queen. I'm in power, but I need someone to protect me. It's like a game of chess. Where is my protection? Isn't there a music video in her Black is King? Isn't there something with chess? I'm telling you, now that they're showing me that, she already knows all of this. But her ancestry goes deeper. There is a star system that she's connected to. But what's wild is they're not giving me too much about star systems or anything with her. There is a connection there. But hers is more about ancestry. It's restoring power, authority, leadership. But it's like making sure your team is wanting to how do I say this? It's like making sure your team is on the same track with you. It's more about what's going inside the castle and not outside the castle, if you know what I mean. So everyone, it may look all perfect and dandy and oh my God, right? But a lot of what she's going to, or what she's supposed to be handling in this lifetime is she's a monarch. She's the one who's supposed to be restoring balance, not just, you know, for her past ancestors, but for the present and future. So she may actually feel a lot of that weight, like everything's surrounding her, but she needs someone to protect the queen. Okay. And she also has to remember that she can't take on everything, but in a way she is here to kind of be that. Wow. They just showed me like The Godfather, Marlon Brando. You remember the first scene in The Godfather where he's sitting at the table and this man is pleading with him and he has everyone trying to come to him. In a way, that's who she is, that she's like the queen at the throne and people are coming to her and coming around her. And I'm going to be honest with you, not to be shady, and I'm not wishing this on them at all. I wish them the best because I think they've done a lot of good together and they're a beautiful couple. But if Jay-Z were to stay or go, it wouldn't matter. It would not mess with her power at all. And that's ironic since she did the whole Lemonade thing and she was like, what is that song? Don't hurt yourself. She's actually right. That wasn't her just fronting or threatening. That was true. That's what they're saying. That it's really true what she said in that music video. Like, I give you life. You know, like, don't play. Because when we work together, we're more prosperous. So a lot of her ancestors had to do with community. But whenever you start messing up, and a partner is, your partner is a crucial, I don't want to say a player in your chess game, the king, right? But it's also, that's more figuratively speaking. Your partner can do you dirty, or they can have your back. That could be someone you don't see coming, okay? Or you may see what they're doing. And back then, the kings and queens, they knew that their partners had several people that they were dealing with or whatnot, or who was right for them, who was not. And I'm not saying that he's doing any of this at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you guys examples. I think what they're trying to tell me is that she will not be affected if he were in her life or weren't in her life. Okay, so if he's in her life, beautiful, cherry on top. If he's not, it really won't throw her. It won't bother her at all. In fact, they would have somebody else aligned with her like that. You probably wouldn't know about it. She would probably keep it on the low until she were ready to come out with that. But this feels like those old school partnerships that the couple stays together because they're partners. It's not just like, you know, a lot of people break up nowadays. These couples nowadays, they break up. They don't, when they say death do us part, they don't really mean it. But for her legacy does mean that. Okay, so it's like, okay, you signed up to go through this with me. You promised, you made a vow, you made an oath. You know, it's huge disrespect to do that. And in fact, I feel like anyone who does that to her will receive really bad, like, energy. Okay, because it's like you vowed. She has that much protection on the other side. It's like, oh my God, doesn't she have a song on the other side? It's like she has that much protection. So anything you do to her, especially when it comes to relationships or family, friends, anyone in her close circle, if they ever like try to cross her or betray her, you don't want it with her ancestors. You don't. You really don't want it with her people. You don't want it. They got years of knowledge and centuries of knowledge in magic, and you don't want it with them, because she has a purpose that she's here to, you know, get across. And if you aren't adding to her, if you aren't adding to her power, if you aren't adding to her knowledge, and that's why I think Jay-Z is a crucial part in her life, because I feel that somehow he's kind of helped in a way to at least inspire her and motivate her to keep going over the years, because she was quite young when she was with him, if I'm not mistaken, when she first started dating him. I don't know, I was young. But she was groomed for it. She was destined for it, and this is why she's here, okay? And no one's going to be able to knock her. You're not going to be able to knock her off the throne. She's highly protected by forces that are unseen, and it's because she was meant to come here and do this. And when you're meant for something, no one can take it from you. Not one person. And you can try to say, oh, she came up this way, and what if they did this, and maybe they didn't do it the right way, and what if... It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's all, you know, how do I say? It's all, I don't know why they say outside talk. They don't care about that. It's like, what is that saying? Is it wolves or lions don't care about the opinions of sheep or some shit like that? Her ancestors don't care. They don't care. It's crazy how forward focused they are on her. And the legacy, her legacy is all about pushing, excelling forward, Black excellence, African excellence. It's maybe even Creole excellence, but what it is it's her excelling in creating that. It's a huge milestone. It's like a huge game changer. And then everybody else from after her going big. Her bloodline's supposed to do this. Shh. It's supposed to stay up. There's no going downhill. It's supposed to stay up, okay? Because I feel like in the past it was like up and it went down and went up. It's just like straight. It's like a rocket. Like, doesn't she have a song called Rocket? Y'all, seriously. Like, that's amazing. But it's magic in her. And I'm pretty sure she has a lot of gifts and a lot of abilities that are, it's not just, oh, I can sing, I can dance, and I can act, and I have a good eye for fashion. This is like spiritual psychic abilities. She has abilities, okay? So, yeah, she just, for her, I think it's just tapping in more and not letting outside opinions and views, not letting people get in her ear. And when she feels like something's off, she's correct. So her ancestors are strongly communicate with her, and they've been doing this since she was a kid, is what I'm hearing. Like, they already strong connection. Like, it's like they tell her what moves to make. She doesn't really need outside help. It's almost like they're already telling her, hey, do this, push this out here, start this business, start that. It's like they're just giving her little nuggets. It's like, it really is Black excellence, y'all. This is like, she had an ancestor that was really good at building and branching off and investing and saving and growing. And it's very fertile. It's very abundant, which makes sense why she did that whole photo shoot. You know, when she was pregnant, she did that photo shoot with the flowers. It looked very, it's just very abundant. It's very Empress-like if we were going to pull tarot. So that's what I'm getting on Miss Queen Bee. Much respect. I hope that this message did not seem disrespectful. Much respect to her and Jay-Z. But that's what I was getting for her. Now let's talk about Miss Doja Cat. Okay, so Doja. I don't know Doja's real name, honestly, you guys. I think Doja is pretty cool, but I want to share with you guys what I got about Miss Doja. So Doja Cat, what they came through and said about Doja, which the message about Doja came before Beyonce's, and they're very brief. Hers is more about starseed energy. This is so trippy. Hers is more cosmic. So where Beyonce's was more ancestral, bloodline, more 3D-ish, and her past ancestors and present and future. Well, Doja's is more like cosmic, like it's more like it's galactic. It has to do with some type of system, like star system, where she they said where she came from, where she comes from. But I feel like she may have been in different, and this is going to get a little woo-woo for some of you guys, especially if you're not into like, you know, star beings, star seeds. If hearing stuff about star beings and aliens and all that crap throws you, this is not for you to listen to, because this is what I channeled about her, is that she has a strong connection with a certain galactic, whoa, they said galactic federation. Yeah, I've heard that before. But she has a strong connection with a star system, okay? And they're showing me Lemuria, they're showing me Atlantis. Just an example for you that she's been here before. But when she was here, the certain lifetime that they're talking about, because she may have been here several times, but the certain lifetime that they're talking about has to do with where she was not human, or a humanoid. She was not human. So a lot of what she does in her music, it's almost genius-like is what they're saying. It's just natural for her. She just gets in there, and it's like she attracts people who are very creative and kind of unique and different. But for her, she just gets in there and gets different ideas. It's almost quirky. They're showing me like it's just like this, like different little ideas. And it seems simple, but when someone can look at her music or say something and say, oh, that was simple, why not think about it? Well, she thinks about all of it and she puts it together. And she receives like downloads and channels about creativity, what to say, what to do. And I'm getting the idea that she's probably always been this creative. In fact, they're saying that she may be the type that's good at several things all at once. Like a jack of all trades, she wears many hats. And the reason why this is so, and in fact, they may feel that she is scattered and all over the place. Like she does a lot of different things, or she wants to do a lot of different things, because in a different lifetime, she could. It's almost, what is that? They just played the song Superhuman. Do you guys remember that song Superhuman by, is it Carrie Hilson? Yeah, it's almost like she's superhuman. She can do a lot of different little things because it has to do with a past life from a different system. Or technically, she could do a lot of things like that. So I'm not sure. No, they're saying serious. She's saying, whoa, that's creepy. She may have a certain like galactic guide that's more feminine energy, not a woman, feminine energy, okay? Because her team doesn't really work like that. What I mean is her team is, this is weird. Her team is more of energy. Does that make sense? It's more of like, they could easily manifest themselves as a woman or a man, but this is beyond gender. This is more of, we're star beings and we're here to be bright and to give you awareness. Her creativity comes from a different planet. I mean, that sounds so simple, and I hate to kind of boil it down to that, oh, her creativity comes from a different planet, she's from a different planet. You know, it sounds so simple. It's deeper than that. Yes, she comes from a different planet, literally. They're just showing me the energy is very quirky. It's bubbly. It's almost Pleiadian-like. I wouldn't be shocked if she's like a mixed race, if has different types of star systems within her, like different star beings. She has a strong connection to like high stuff, you guys, like some weird out of the world, trippy, weird ish, okay? And I'm talking like alien, galactic, wild stuff. If anyone were to have a freaking alien encounter, it would be this chick. Like, like she would be the one to say, oh yeah, alien visited me at 4 a.m. in LA. You know, it's like she would be the type, because I do feel like they want to communicate with her, and maybe they already have. She may feel a strong pull there, is because that's in her DNA. It's weird because even the visions that they're showing me of her, it's weird. It's very creative. Like, they're showing me her, but with like different like spirals going around her and down her body, like DNA spirals, and they're kind of like glittery, and I don't even know how to explain this. It's weird. It's like, it's shapeshifter-ish. It really is. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if in a past life she was able to shapeshift. They're showing me her. They're saying something about the Sims game aliens. That's wild. The Sims game aliens. And like, they're, you know, I don't know if you guys remember Sims 2, the aliens, and how the men could get pregnant on there. It's like something about gender wasn't a thing for her in her that certain past life that's coming through here. This is very galactic. It's wild. So let me get out of that energy just for a little bit so I can tell you why she's, you know, why they did this for her, or why is she doing this. It's like she has she's like specifically been sent here to handle something, to do something. It is a mission, and they're saying she hasn't even fulfilled half of it yet. Like, so I'm getting that Doja is going to be a staying power. She's going to have staying power. Meaning that it won't, her coming off this platform, it would be really hard for this to happen. She would have to really throw things away. Like, she would have to really give up on life for her to come off of this platform, because she's not meant to. It's not like one of those stars like I talked about earlier in this video. It's not one of those stars, oh my God, they did so good, and what happened to, you know, do you guys remember Doja Cat? Do you remember when she came out? What happened to her? No, it's not like that, unless she decides, I don't want to do this anymore. And even if she did that, people would still want to know, where is she? She's not one of those stars. She's not like I said, overnight was here and then they're gone. No, she has staying power. She has the potential to be here forever, okay, until it's time for her to transcend. Meaning that she has they're saying Patti LaBelle. She has that old school kind of stardom. Like, she would be interviewed and probably be making music even when she's old. Like, she would be that type, and she may even end up in different branches. They're saying something about acting or something with business. Like, she would do something else where she's seen and heard of or known. It's not over. This is about her creating somewhat of kind of like what I mentioned about Beyonce, a legacy, but this is different. She was sitting here for a certain reason. Why? I'm not sure. Why there's a galactic Federation kind of connection here? Why was she sent from a certain planet here to do this? She actually is an alien in a human body, you guys. Like, not everyone, I don't know if everyone has a connection to different star systems. They haven't quite shared that with me yet. But some people are more connected than others. But she's definitely a star being in a human body. That's why you get these weird little quirks about her. That's why she comes off very unique and different. And all her shit catches, right? Everything catches because it's supposed to catch. It's supposed to catch. It's supposed to be quirky. It's supposed to be different. It's supposed to be on trend. It's supposed to be unique. It's supposed to be futuristic. A lot of what she is about is futuristic. They're saying spiritual technology. I received a channel message about this not too long ago, you guys. It's spiritual technology. It's about advancement. advancing the earth and the energy of the frequency of the earth. We are a little bit behind, you guys, honestly, with with futuristic, how do I say this? With upgrading the DNA. Things happen in divine timing, though, so we're technically not, but we kind of are behind. The human race could be a little bit more advanced than what it is already. So there's a shift here. I just don't know where her part is, but usually people pay attention to who? The artists, the singers, the actress, and the actors, the fashion designers. You pay attention to the celebrities, right? So it's almost like they're using this on purpose to do something, and I'm not quite sure what that is, but they are using this on purpose. So she may have felt like maybe, I know I'm meant for something, I know I'm talented, but I don't know how this is going to happen. That may have been a thought of hers when she was young, or I feel like I could do this, I feel like I could do this, I'm different. She's correct, she is different, but I don't know if she knows how deep, like how far that goes. Like she actually is cosmic. They're playing Cosmic Girl. Is it Jamiroquai? I can never pronounce his name correctly, but Cosmic Girl. She actually is a Cosmic Girl. They just said Earth Angel if she wants to be. So there might be a connection. She might have a bit of a connection with, they're saying like Archangel Metatron, right? Archangel Metatron, when I think of Archangel Metatron, I think of, well, it's a whole nother story that, supposedly he wasn't, he was human before, right? So, but the point is, Archangel Metatron, when I think of Archangel Metatron, I don't think of just an archangel. I think of galactic energy too. I like to think of Archangel Metatron having some type of galactic connection. I do see sometimes the archangels being of a different group or category compared to more galactic beings. And then sometimes I feel that they are one and the same. It's very trippy. That's a whole nother video. We're not going to get into that. But kind of like two separate entities that are very similar, sometimes work together. And then maybe kind of one and the same. It's weird. So for her, it's more of like higher beings, council of light. It's deeper than that. It's more galactic. They just said planetary shift. She's just... What is that? You guys remember Hunger Games? I barely watched it. I only watched it once, and I think I fell asleep on it. God forgive me. But you know how they were like wearing weird things, and it was very futuristic, and it's almost like she's supposed to bring in an energy of like that. It's something very, very new and fresh, and just futuristic. She has some type of deep knowing of this internally. I'm not sure if she sits down and says to herself, damn, I really am alien. I don't know, but she is. I don't know how to explain that to you guys. Like, this is a star seed. If you guys want to see, you know how you hear about, like I said, you hear about star beings being in human bodies, star beings passing as humans. Her, and I'm going to sound like the crazy tarot lady who said Doja Cat is an alien. It's deeper than that. A lot of us are star seeds, but she is in her power as one right now because she's supposed to be. So, for example, they've given her this platform as an artist to use this for a certain reason, and she has not fulfilled that yet. She's fresh, you guys. Like she's in their eyes, this galactic, what I'm getting from the guides is that she's still a baby to them, meaning that her time here is still young, and she's an old soul though. Don't get it twisted, because galactic, she's been here eons. Like she's old. There's a lot of humor with her energy, like her guides and where she comes from. It's playful. It's like they don't see the issue with a lot of things that we get frustrated about. They don't care about it. it's just like, why are you mad? It's almost like silly human emotions. Why do they allow this to affect them? Why can't we just get over this? And it's just weird. It's like kind of spacey, and whatever she wants to do, she can easily pick up on, is what they're saying. It's almost like they're showing me like a child, like when they see something, like, ooh, basketball. She could look at it and get inspired like a kid, and then all of a sudden she's like the best NBA player. It's creepy how good she is. It's kind of not human. It isn't human. So anything she touches manifests. Basically, it's gold. If she wants, as long as she stays true to herself. So like her thing will be more of wow. They just said her battle will be more of creative freedom. Having the freedom to express herself authentically in the ways that she would like, and to get off her like her ideas, her vision of the world. So a lot of what she's going to deal with is a lot about feeling accepted, or feeling, they just say ET phone home. Yeah. What the fuck? This is like, it's like being somewhere and you're with your family, right? Think about this. You're with your family. It's a family reunion, or God's sake, it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that. You're with everybody and everyone's happy. And yet you're happy, but you're like this. What now? It's weird. It's almost like I'm fulfilled, but I'm not fulfilled. And I still don't belong. Like, I know I belong here because these my peeps. Right? These my peeps in this lifetime. These my peeps. These my homies. Those my friends. This my family. But there's something else. There's something else. And it's like, I just can't grasp it. It's almost like when you're trying to taste food and you're trying to find the flavor. Like, okay, what's that I'm picking up on? Is that jasmine? Like, what is that? Is that cardamom? What did they put in here? Like, I'm trying to grasp it. Or when you are eating something, you're like, they could add a little bit more seasoning. It's something that you're trying to pick up on. And for her, I think it's because she knows that she's not from here. So what she's missing is a totally different home and a totally different family that may not even be like incarnated here. So there's like this back and forth. Well, I can't believe they were showing me Aquaman. Yo, that's wild. But think about it. Like, that's like star beings underwater, literally. It's like a feeling of, I know I belong, but I don't belong. Like, I belong in two different places, parallel dimensions. So, and in fact, they're showing me like a version of herself here and a version of herself in higher realms. And it could be something like that if you guys believe in that. So this is on some Black Mirror type shit. She really is like a higher advancement. Like, there's like a beginning of a lot of newer souls that are coming here. I don't know how old she is, you guys. But it's like a lot of the newer souls that are coming in will be a little bit more advanced than, you know, well, each generation is a little bit more advanced, but there's a newer, like, how do I say it? A newer flow of souls that are very advanced. I mean, I would be afraid to know how advanced her kid would be if she ever decided to have a child, because she's very advanced, and I would see that she could even possibly excel in like computer technology, anything with technology, because there's something with her just. It's just like a lot of acceleration. It's genius like level, and it's because it's from a higher dimension. Like, they're showing me Egypt and how, you know, okay, did they build those pyramids on their own, or did they have help? Because it's structured perfectly. The dimensions are perfect. It aligns perfectly with the you guys, I'm blanking. It aligns perfectly with different star systems, and they're showing, I'm telling you, this is like on some ancient spiritual technology, different world, planetary connection with human beings, humanoid type shit. She was around during all of that, y'all. Like, her soul, I don't know why she's here right now. Like, I don't know. Well, obviously to uplift the planet, but in what way? They've given her this power, this success, this platform, and it's here to stay. And she will always be quirky and different and unique. And it's crazy. They're showing me Missy Elliott. You know how Missy Elliott was known for doing a lot of weird things, and it was cool though, but you never seen anybody like Missy do it before, right? It's almost like that, where it's like there's certain people who've been put here because their uniqueness, their ideas are fresh, they're unique, and they're different, and it's going to start a whole new kind of, I don't want to say trend, but it's going to start a whole new level of not level, but a whole new door is going to open for people to be kind of unique and different and quirky. Yeah, she's just from a different planet. She really is. And it's wild because in a couple of her songs, she talks about what is it? One of her songs, she talks about being an alien. And then in one song, she talks about being, having telekinesis, right? And then in another one, she talks about cyber sex. So I'm telling you, this one here is her legacy, and her soul contract, her Akashic record soul contract has a lot to do with cosmic beings, and could be something quite interesting in her birth chart. But there's something here about being connected to different planets. She may even get into astrology or astronomy. In fact, if she decided to, she'd be hell of a good astrology she would be good at reading birth charts. She may be able to read people quite well already. But her tribe, you know how we think about tribes like indigenous tribes? She's like galactic indigenous. That I know that sounds so strange, but it's something galactic, and like where they don't use words. They probably didn't even speak to each other, and if they did, it was probably like vibration. It was based off of a pitch. They're showing me the artist. I think she has a connection to stuff like that too, but it's a little different. There's an artist, I think what's his name? Is it FKJ or FHJ? Oh my god, is it Fiji Kiwi Juice? Is it FKJ? His wife or girlfriend, she has the O symbol, the circle, and then she has parentheses. She has like 3 different, is it parentheses? I forgot their song. Vibing out to you. Her. If you go watch her YouTube, she's on some similar, it's something similar about the two when it comes to like galactic kind of like the energy, but it's different. So it's something about sound. It's just about sound. So meaning that you can make music. It's almost like when people used to scat, it's like you can make a sound and that's the music itself. But that's the way they would communicate. It's almost like on some Avatar, is it James Cameron? I forgot the director, writer's name, but it's like I can call out to you by a sound. It's old school, and you'll know that what I'm saying and where I am. Like, the only time you use your voice is if there's something very serious. It's like, and when they did use their voice, it was very beautiful. It was used for the voice was used for healing. It's almost like some siren energy. Like the voice was used to do something more than, how humans, we just kind of talk and do whatever, and we talk a lot. They could speak with each other without actually speaking. So when they actually did use their vocal cords, there was something that it was more intentional. I hope that makes sense, you guys. They're showing me different little symbols, like think of hieroglyphics, but a very strange form of hieroglyphics. They're showing me like hieroglyphics lit up. Oh, think like in Atlantis, the cartoon. What was her name? Kind of like her, but it's because think about it. It's like it's galactic, but it's indigenous. So yeah, so she has a connection with like galactic indigenous energy, and in fact, there could be a certain tribe of hers that she might like, maybe there's a tribe she comes from or is in her DNA that may connect with something like that. I don't know if she would find something like maybe a myth, like something like, oh, this tribe, you know, there's a myth that they were, you know, that there were cosmic beings that connected with them or spoke with them. I don't know, something very strange. But she's the type that will go certain places and feel a lot more energy in certain areas of different parts of the world because of, it's like spiritual vortexes, but she would feel a shift. It would really help her, especially if she's going through anything at the time, because she's very much connected via nature, but it's different. It's like a connection with earth in higher realms. It helps her. It just helps her to channel and pull on more energy. It's so hard to explain this to you guys without sounding like a complete weirdo. But I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what they're showing to me. For her, sound could easily be used for her to heal herself, to possibly even heal others. It's a lot to do with like frequency. So her voice is in. Doja's more of a rapper. She can sing though, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, she sounds good in her music, but it's something about, she really should like protect her vocal cords, because they're very very powerful. Like, she has a healing type of energy, and this is possibly even when she's intimate with people, there's a certain energy. It's very siren like, honestly. But yeah, she's deep. That one's deep, as from what they're giving me. There's something about, I think it's called scatting. It's something about that, because there's like, you know, like when you think of like old jazz or blues singers just kind of like singing like da 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 da. When you start hearing stuff like that, it's weird. Like, that's the closest thing that they're giving me, like, here. But it's like, you could say something like, something weird and that doesn't make sense, like, you know, like, it sounds very like tribal or something like that. That's why I'm telling you guys, go look up FKJ or his wife. I don't know her name. Sundrop Garden. That's her YouTube thing. She's something, maybe they're going to give me something about her soon too. But it's galactic, kind of indigenous. It here for it to uplift the planet. Maybe I should incorporate her into this video as well. I don't know much about her, but it's a very similar vibe. She's more with nature. She's more with uplifting nature in itself, the actual globe, the earth. They said a care, a nurturer, a mother of nature for that specific goddess. And I don't know her real. June, is it June? I think it's June. I hope if I'm wrong, please forgive me. But oh my God, you guys, I think Doja gave her a shout out. Yo, stop. Okay, so you guys, someone please comment below if you're a Doja or I think her name is June. God forgive me. It's because she doesn't use her. She uses a symbol, and if I'm correct on Doja giving her a shout out, please let me know. If I'm wrong, I pray that all these ladies forgive me. I don't mean any disrespect at all, but this is what I'm getting. So it's like frequency. You don't have to really say anything. In fact, the music that may come in the future may not be of people singing about love. Like, how do I say this? It's not gonna be, I don't know why they just said sex with me is so amazing, Rihanna. No, it's not like you can sing sex with me is so amazing. It's just gonna be like it might be something kind of like weird and where you can't even repeat it unless you had a certain tone that you can sing, like a certain register, a certain pitch. It's weird. So maybe that's the future of music. I'm not sure, but it's something with future of music. Ah, there you go. Doja Cat, future of music. Bingo. Something futuristic. She should start working with, I don't know if she already does this. Oh, they're about to tap on Janae. Let's save Janae for another day. But it's like high frequency music, working with sound frequencies, because they just showed me Janae Aiko. I hope I'm pronouncing Janae's last name. Y'all know I love me some Janae, but I can never get the last name correct. The sound frequencies, sound bowls. There's a lot of different instruments that you can use to raise the frequency. I would not be shocked if Doja starts playing with that, or starts doing something even more different than that. Like, there's something about raising the frequency. And if anything, like I said, her biggest battle within that field would be like other people in power, or trying to kind of dim her light, or trying to get her to do more of what they want her to do. Like, oh, we want you to make a song like this, or stick to this type of vibe. We like it when you're being more like this, you know? And for her, it may just get like boring and tiring, and she may be all through with it all together, but her guides would highly push her to keep going and to do more of what makes her happy. That's a huge deal, because what makes her happy, what she's going to feel called to do, and as I said that, it was 1-1-1-1, what she's going to feel called to do is totally new, it's totally futuristic, and it's like a huge game changer. Like, it's big, and this is like using frequency and sound to uplift the planet. So she's one of those artists, because let's be honest, the music industry can be a little interesting. She's one of those artists that is supposed to be using her purpose for good. Okay? She's supposed to be here to uplift and to entertain, but to uplift. And yeah, it's her music isn't supposed to be oh wow, they just showed me Andre 3000. Y'all, stop. Like, this is getting deep. They're showing me different artists. They touched genetics. Now they're saying Andre 3000. It's like you're supposed to be unique and quirky and different, but and if I'm not mistaken, he's into different instruments. It's about using your skills and your talents. Oh my God. And Andre 3000 has this whole alien thing too. It's like, they just showed me David Bowie. I'm telling you, these are star beings. And even if a lot of you are not going to like what I'm about to say, but even like Chris Brown, right? He's a star being. Now, it's all about how you use what you have, like your gifts and talents in your lifetime. Because that's not to say that, oh, they're destined here, they're supposed to be perfect. No, you're still in a human body. You're going to fuck up. You're going to do some shit. But your purpose and why you've been able to make it to such success is for a reason. You have staying power. Think about the different artists I just said. And there's a certain staying power here where it's like nothing can ruin this shine. No matter how much, I might fuck up or whatever, I still have this platform. I need to use it for good. So a lot of galactic energy. We touched on a couple of different artists there. Just to give you an example, but this video was specifically a channeled message about Beyonce and Doja Cat, but they briefly talked about different, different artists. And yeah, like Andre 3000, that's a whole nother video. Like he talks about, I wouldn't say talks about, but he's incorporated elements to his music that are very strange and different. In the time like the time frame he released it, it was like, yo, what the heck is Andre 3000 doing? That's why it's called Andre 3000. Janelle Monae, they just said she got a glimpse of it. But it's like when she first came out, that whole kind of futuristic kind of alien thing. Yeah. So the whole point is, certain artists have a past. Certain souls have a past in certain planets and certain galactic beings and connections. And sometimes their purpose has a lot to do with the planet that they come from, the star system that they come from, and also their lineage. So it could be like, it's like a parallel dimension kind of thing, kind of playing out. It's a long story. that's what I have, you guys. If you like this reading, please feel free to share, comment, like, subscribe. I really don't care if you liked it or not, honestly. That's no shade. This is just what came through. I got to go back and watch this because Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even know what came through, but I'm wishing that all the souls that I mentioned, I'm wishing them all love and success and peace and joy and protection. And may they live up to their fullest potential, and may they be protected, and may they live out their life purpose with peace and joy and love, and may they always follow their heart. God bless. And may you guys always follow your heart, and may this be a reminder that you guys should go out for your dreams and to follow your heart and to do what you feel called to do, because we all have a purpose. You know, it may be different, but we all have a purpose. So reach the stars.